Hey guys, welcome back to the OHA and P&P on a Saturday morning. Dropped the ball yesterday, life got in the way, busy at work, worked late, and then spent some quality time with the wife. So unfortunately, I apologize for not getting this up yesterday. In a change of pace, there will be no pint because it is literally 9 in the morning. So we're going to hold off on that, and I'll get you back double fisting next week. Okay, so just want to jump back in and do an OHA recap. So obviously, for those of you who don't know, we had Bog last weekend. All I can say is, wow, had an excellent time. Great people, really thrilled with the turnout. For a non-competitive event in Ontario that is situated 3+ hours away from the GTA. I think that the turnout was great. We had some awesome players, and just all around had a great time. The conversation, where the hobby's going, just the discussions itself, I think was most fun. Being able to talk with obviously like-minded individuals, and really build on relationships and meetings. It went awesome. I think the barbecue went over well. There was drinks. Couldn't have asked for a better day. It was a little iffy in the morning, but it came around. Had a little bit of issue with the wind, but we adapted and overcame. So, beautiful way to play the game. Outdoors, natural lighting, really just complemented everything. So we had some really nice comments with regards to the tables that were set up for playing. So we had Goblin Town. We had a sort of winter themed, I guess you don't want to say, Angmar table. There was sort of like a green brie style couple of houses. Of course, the NRS board. And then we had two generic just green Gondor ruin sort of tables. So there's quite a bit of variety, and then I don't know if I mentioned, Goblin Town was obviously set up for playing. If you saw the photographs, you'll know that. But if you want to check that out, go to the Facebook page and have a look. All the pictures from the weekend are up. Just an absolute blast. After sort of the bulk of the players left, myself, George, Evan, Tyler, and OJ Bill we're still on site and got the camera out, and that is the previous video that you'll see. So that was a lot of fun. Believe it or not, that actually took 4 hours to film. There was 2, 3, 4 iterations, I believe, before we actually finally got through it and got one that was semi airable. The other ones were definitely not YouTube approved. So great time, had a blast. I think we ended up passing out about 4 o'clock in the morning. So we went pretty hard, but it was a great SBG weekend. I mean, couldn't ask for a better weekend. So my hat's off to everybody that attended. Those of you who made the drive out from the GTA, thank you very much. It means a lot. And we'll definitely look to build on this momentum going forward for the event at KegsCon, which is, of course, scouring the West Farthing. So I know we've been talking about this for a bit. We were hoping to have some information finalized for a fairly substantial announcement for this episode of P&P, but I think it's going to have to wait. We've hit a couple roadblocks with, regards to composition and scoring of the event. So the event's still 100% going forward. The format, it looks like, is going to change to about 650 points. We're not going to quite go 7, but I think 650, no restrictions, which is up from the original 400. We just want to make sure we give the players enough variety and that they get a good competitive game in. It's sort of in that middle ground. It's not quite the full 750 or 700 that would be typical at a major event, but 650, I think that's going to be a comfortable area. We'll be able to accommodate the game time and make sure everybody has a great time. So announcement, TO Pack to follow. Stay tuned for that. So that's going to be September 29th, is a Friday. We'll be doing a free scenario event the night before for those of you who are interested in coming and staying down the night before the tournament. And then the 30th, obviously, on the Saturday is the all-day tournament. Free to play, free access to everything SBG. All you have to do is pay the $10 door fee to get into KegsCon. So, we will have prizes. There's bar, food, everything on site, vendors, different games. It's a great day, great setup. We're hoping that this is going to go well as well because it's going to transition into a 2-day event next year. They were hoping to do it this year, but just couldn't get the room. So they've tentatively booked the room already for 2 days for next year. So we're hoping that if this goes well this year, we're going to be able to support KegsCon again next year and come and have a full 2-day event. So whether that means, we're going to branch off into another style of play, or if we're just going to increase the number of rounds, we're not exactly sure on the composition, but it's exciting. So we're really hoping that you guys are going to make the trip, come down and support Scouring the West Farthing down here in wonderful Chatham, Kent. So, word on tournament play, the custom GW statue, which I will insert photos of maybe here, but probably back there. Amazing. If you haven't seen them, check them out. They're on our page. They're on every Hobbit page you can imagine. Stunning, amazing work the GW has done for those awards. And I think just to speak to the level of support in comparison to what's been going on over the years, I mean, it's great to see. That kind of investment in the hobby really shows that they have a drive and a want to build on the game. So definitely all positive things there. So can't wait to see it in person. Hopefully it comes home to Canada, because why not? We've got a pretty good kick at the can, I think. It sounds like we've got some pretty good players going to Articon for sure. From the OSBGL side of things, if I'm not mistaken, the Hammer, I guess Andrew Brock will be attending. So, and of course Evan. I mean, Evan could do it in his sleep. It's a good thing you guys, he doesn't play competitively, hardcore. So if he decides to take it easy on you, you guys got a shot. If not, I mean, he'll bring it home, I'm sure. But then we get another kick at the can at Nova, obviously. And I could sit here and tell you that, I'm really gonna, do my best to get there. But no, I'm gonna be a pylon. I'm gonna give it my best. Let the dwarves do all the heavy lifting for me, but definitely excited to see it in person, get some photographs for the channel, maybe, hopefully, get something filmed with DCHL Devon with respect to what's going on in the hobby and things of that nature. So really excited to see where the content's going to take us for Nova. Gonna have a considerable amount of free time before Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday are sort of the big days. GT, you're pretty well playing all day. We're arriving in Washington on the Wednesday, so we've got a lot of time Wednesday through to Friday, where the scheduling of the games has been very well done. You're sort of playing at an awesome time, so it gives you sort of the day to explore, whether it's Washington, D.C., Nova, get together with some fellow Hobbit hobbyists maybe and get some content filmed. So, we're going to be on the lookout for that. I'm really hoping I can count on Evan to back me up on that, because it'll be a whole lot better with 2 guys instead of 1. So, really excited to see where that goes. So stay tuned for that. It's fast approaching. I can't believe how quickly the summer's flown by. It seems like just yesterday that we announced that we were attending Nova. And we're pretty well here already. I think a month to go is basically where we're at. So that's really exciting. So got to get my army completely painted and done. I've been lucky enough to get a little bit of play testing in, not a whole lot, but all in all, I'm going more so for the experience, camaraderie, meet some fellow hobbyists, get some beautiful stuff filmed for you guys, and sort of share that experience of Nova back from an OHA perspective. So exciting, and stay tuned for that. So the prep for that continues, obviously. I've been doing a substantial amount of work. My chariot Everything is assembled, primed. As far as left to do, I'm still on the fence whether or not the Chariot is actually in fact going to make a gameplay appearance at Nova. It will most certainly be part of my display board that I'm going to do. But whether or not it actually is going to be played, or if I'm going to have to resort to some level of cheese and bring something that isn't Iron Hills, because I've been told I need a caster if I want to be competitive. I haven't exactly decided if I even want to try to be competitive, so it could be pure Iron Hills. The idea behind taking the Chariot would be to deflect some of the attention off of Dane, because that is one thing I've learned in my playtests, is that Dane is obviously a huge target. He's an awesome model, does some great stuff, and they work really hard to take him out. So if I can deflect some of the magic attention off of him and see about getting it on the Chariot, either way, whether they're focusing on Dane or they're focusing on the Chariot, it frees one of the two up to do stuff. At least that's my theory. I'm a pretty simple, straight shooting guy. If this guy over here is busy, this guy can do things. I think that's simple tactics. But we'll see. There's a lot of people that are better players than me out there. So, the only thing I will say about the Chariot as a whole goes together very well. A beautiful fit. The only thing I will say is save yourself an awful lot of headache, and the horn assembly, glue the tips on before you glue them onto the goat. That was one of the most finicky things that I have ever played with, and I've built a lot of Tamiya kits. So for those of you who are into scale modeling, you know how finicky and small pieces can be on Tamiya. These goats, although it's not very small, the horn itself is just so awkward to hold with the tweezers. It flies out everywhere. So glue them on before. Definitely use an activator pen, otherwise you're in for a long haul. So and I'm speaking out of experience, because I did not do that when I assembled mine. But it is definitely a takeaway that I'm sharing with you about the assembly of the Iron Hills Chariot. So we're going to get painting like crazy. I got to get paint on these guys. I'm excited to paint them. They're beautiful models. I've done a few custom bases for my Goat Riders in particular. Obviously, with the size of base that you're dealing with on the Chariot, it gives you, quite the canvas to build a scene. So I'm excited to see what I do with that. But everything I'm doing is going to blend into the display board. So it takes a little bit more planning than just, sticking stuff on the base and off you go. But it should be fun, and hoping it's going to look great. So another announcement was the OHA is going to be taking part in the Council of the Wise 2.0. So that's an event held in Kitchener on November 4th. It is an OSBGL event being hosted by Derek, a terrific guy. He approached us to do some custom work for him for the event, and we absolutely 100% back this guy up. We're going to do it for sure. We've had an awful lot of support from folks up that way, Kitchener, up other side of Laura. We've had some really good success, and some of the same people are showing up at our events, and we want to make sure that we're reciprocating that and doing what we can to support the hobby by supporting these guys. So Derek's an awesome dude. His son Ronan, if you've ever played him, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't played him, look out. You're not going to win. He's an excellent player. I've never met somebody who knows the rules or stats more specifically. The guy's a walking encyclopedia. You do not have to reference a book when he's at the table. Just a cool dude. So anyways, we're doing some cool custom work that will be shared when it is complete. Sorry about that, guys. Battery issues on the camera, so I'm going to cut this in. I don't have time to refilm it. I got to get going. But rest assured, Council of the Wise 2.0, we're going to have some awesome stuff. We're going to film the content, get it up after we do the reveal, and I think you're going to be really impressed with what we have to show there. So thank you very much for stopping by. Sorry about the composition of PMP this week. We'll get back to it next week for sure. And thanks as always for tuning into the OHA, guys. We really appreciate the support. So have yourself a great weekend, and we will catch up soon. Take care.